Okay, here we are. Back in the saddle. Doing some modding for ATS. So, my good friend Corby has given me a trailer. And I have challenged myself to put it in game in one sitting. So we're going to see how we go. So I hope you'll follow along with me. This is going to be a full cut, and later I will take the recording and also put that up as a separate video for you guys to watch at a later time if you like. So here's the beautiful shining face and shiny head that you're used to. Sorry, it's been quite a while since I've been on. Looks like my bit rate is a little bit too low for some reason. So let me see if I can figure that out. Okay, that's changed. Hopefully that will update at some point for us. All right, so this is a closed trailer, Great Dane Everest. So I'm gonna go and we're gonna walk through the whole shebang right now. You can see it here. And we're going to unzip that into Great Dane Reefer folder. He's got a couple of different things here that I'm going to input. This is what the trailer looks like. And we will go what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take I'm gonna make a new folder, and it's gonna be GD Everest EXP. Now we already have a shared EXP folder there, so we should be good. So this is gonna be our working directory. So now let's get Blender open. Let's find our directory under Corby Customs. GD Everest is where we're gonna go. All right, everything's loaded there. We're gonna import the OBJ. And there it is. Okay, so we're at 302,000 triangles. So that's a few. That's a few. Now, because I'm putting this in game quickly, I'm gonna go ahead and make some adjustments. And we're not going to like bake everything, and we're not going to do any of that. It's just going to be straight up straight into the game. Just plain colors and stuff like that. So if you were looking for more, I apologize, but I will do more with the trailer in the end. But this is what we're working with right now. So we've got everything separated. It looks like he's got quite a bit of things there, so that's good. Now, the first order of business is we want to kind of separate things out in here. So I'm going to make a new collection. This we're going to do chassis. Now we're going to do a new collection here. Body. Now those are the two minimums that you need for a trailer to work. Again, these are only collections. They're not the actual nodes and stuff like that. But what this is going to do for me is I'll be able to import specific stuff from the game in here to save us time. So this is how we are doing it. Hey man, appreciate it. Thanks for showing up. So what we're doing is we're going to go to the chassis here, and we're going to file import SCS. That's documents. Sorry. We want to go to games, Steam, Steam apps, common, American Truck Simulator. And we gotta select base share, base vehicle, and base. Add them all to the archives. And then we're gonna import. Go to vehicle, trailer owned. Now this, I believe, is a 48. Not exactly sure, but fairly sure. So let's do that again since it closed out on us. All right, so we still have those. Box, chassis, 48. There isn't a 48 with 3, so we'll call it a 48 spread. Let's see how that looks. All right, so see how everything's moved back a little bit? Normally what I do in this is I select everything in here. I want to deselect that though. I want to add this. That means you can't click it, so we don't want to click anything in there. But we do want to move this stuff. So we're going to do grab Y. So that's the front. Let's see. So that's too far. So we got to go grab Y like that. Yeah, so 48's going to do it. That's good. I mean, I just copy and paste diff files, so I'll copy them from SCS and then rename everything. So as you can see, by copying all this information in the game, we have a lot of things that we need. All these nodes for hookups and stuff like that. But most of the model stuff we can get rid of, which is also good. So we'll do that. And then once we have the chassis done, we'll do the body. So I want to turn on the clickable again. So we don't need that. Don't need rivets. Don't need the chassis stuff. What's this? See, I think he... Oh, it's an under trailer thing, connection. That's why I can't find it, because it's down there. Okay, that's fine. No problem. So all of this stuff, except for piece 4, which is our shadow, we want to get rid of. We don't need any of that. So we can just select all these things like this. Gone. We can move the collision and the hook. Grab Y. Like that. Probably hide this for now. Where's my collision there? Is that 2 separate collisions? Let's see. It is 48. So we got 48 through 51. Oh, it's even more than that. Okay. 53 through 48. Grab. Oh, even more. 46. 46 through 53. Okay, we get some of that going on. That's good. These are for the wheels. So we'll just duplicate one of these. Come on. 30. Duplicate. Grab Y. And then I'll move this one. All right, that looks okay. Not terrible. All right, so now he's going to use this for his VTC, so he just wants it in the game like it is without any extra excitement, which is fine. Meaning doesn't want any accessories per se, but we'll have the green light later for doing other stuff to it potentially. So this is what? Cooling unit indicator. Okay. I'm going to guess that's what this is right here. So that's cool. All right. So now we're going to need to make sure that we're taking things that would be for the chassis, like this, and putting it inside the chassis thing. So we're going to move it to here, move this to here, move that to there. So we'll take this, we'll reduce that down, take all these things and grab and parent them. And the parent is there, so we want to make sure that we also are setting the origin correctly when we do that. So now if I remove that, we've lost some pieces, right? So that's good. That means it's working correctly. We need to move this. Does he have two of these? Is that what I'm seeing? Yes. Okay. So that needs to be moved to chassis. if I know anything about Corby, he's already set up all these things to be mapped to where he wants them, which is always a beautiful thing. I'll probably end up making a bumper accessory just because it's going to be easier in the end. We'll put the tank and stuff in the chassis. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. And the rest of it will probably be the body. So let's start moving that over after I grab one of these from here. We'll turn the chassis back on, and then we're going to take all of this and drag it into set parent. Okay, cool. We also want to go to wherever it says body. This is the body node. We want to put our cursor on there because the next thing we import is going to be the body for the 48 down in here. So let's do that now. So we're going to go up to body, 48 box. Stop it. Box 48. All right, so it's a little offset from what we have, but that's okay. We're not going to use nearly any of it. We'll leave the collisions, the cargo, leave the plate locators probably. Don't need that. Don't need that. That. That's a shadow, so we could probably use that. We'll hang on to it for now. This is the tape. So we'll probably hang on to that. We don't need that. And this is more of the tape, so we'll hang on to those two things. We can move those around later. So now we're going to minimize the chassis stuff. So the only thing different about this is going to be this right here, which is what? That is the R bumper. So I'm going to make a new collection, and we'll do R bumper. And I'll move that into there. Oh, he's already got dot tape, so I don't need to worry about that. Okay, cool. This we're going to have to separate because this is going to be on the bumper. Okay. Turn that back off. This is going to be bumper. This is bumper. This is bumper. And then what we'll do is we'll add the light nodes to the bumper. That way people can add light nodes right to it. Or lights to it, rather, I should say. So if I go back to body, I got dot tape there. Okay, good. Good, good, good. All right, so I can do this and this. Delete those. Everything else is moving to body. And then we're going to drag it into parent it. Okay. Now this is the shadow. We're going to have to adjust this a little bit because it's too big. So we'll select grab Y. Oh, I didn't get that other piece. Oh, it's like inside. That's weird. Okay, grab Y. Like that. But also it's too high up here. Grab Z. And then let's move this front section. A little bit further out. Grab Y. Like that. All right, so that's good for the shadow there. If you didn't see, this is the we're gonna put a trailer in the game in one evening challenge. So I hope you're prepared for all of this excitement. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start assigning materials to this stuff. So I'm going to turn on material mode, which is going to do nothing at the current. Oh, no, it is because he has them assigned through the OBJ. But we're going to change that a little bit. So, because this is on what? Thermo King SCS. Okay, so he's assigned all these already. This node needs to go. What the heck? Then what's this other one? Why did it take the center out of it? That's a very weird thing that I've never seen before. We'll come back to that. All right, so this is King DDS. Now, this is going to be a little bit challenging because I may have to do some work on... Is that supposed to be flush? Okay, that means it's not... I have to do normal action. So does that mean there's nothing on the outside of this? Oh no, it's flipped. Lovely. Okay. So. This is where it gets a little challenging. Unfortunately, when you make these things in Zmod and stuff, it shows them having double faces in and out. But when you get them in Blender, it only shows how it looks. Like, it doesn't show the outside. I don't even think this is facing the right way either. Okay. Well, we'll figure it out as we go. All right, so let's change this to start with. So we need to create a new material. By the by, we also have to make sure that we are putting... this is going to be trailer owned. It's going to be under new Great Dane. And then we're going to do a body and chassis folder. So we have to take, what I like to do is I like to, inside these folders when we have an own trailer like this Great Dane, we have body chassis. Usually I add a texture folder so all the textures stay in one spot and I know where they are. So we're going to take this, don't need that, we'll take that, and that. Actually, we don't want to do that. This this we're going to turn into I use a program called XN Convert. Because this game doesn't use PNGs. It can use DDSs, but I don't feel like changing the... doing a manual TOBJ, so we're going to add... No, we don't want to do that. We just want to change it to Targa and put it back in the source folder. No errors. Then we sort by type. And then so we take PGA copy all those, go back into GD Everest. There we go. So now I can create Thermo King. This is probably going to be diff spec add NV, add vertex colors, correct UV map. Go in here, find our textures, which is this, and it's all pre-mapped, ready to go. I don't think we need it that shiny. You know what, let's turn off. Display methods. There we go. All right, that's cool. This is what? If I recall, it's red and chrome from the render. Red on the outside. Got it. We'll just leave that open in case we need it. So this is red. So we'll do new. We'll call it red GD. Diff spec as add MZ. Hey, Vaughn. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. You know what? I do the best I can. Some days I do better than others, but I appreciate you. And then we're going to go to our shared folder. Which should have generic white. It's referencing a non-existing file. Well, that's very interesting. It's just cable connectors. All right, so we're going to have to make some changes here because this is being painful. Looks like it's there to me. What do I know? Copy. Nope. Okay. Now we can get back to business here. Now it just shows up as white, but you can pick any color you want, right? So just come into here, that. Doesn't have to be so shiny. There we go. Could probably even reduce a bit of the redness. Make it more somewhere around there. Let's see what the... Let's do noon. See how that looks. Okay, looks good. And then this is supposed to be chrome like it is. So we'll do GD chrome. Diff spec add NV. Point 0.5, 0.8, 0.6. Chrome plane. Okay, looks good. Now this says it's default, so I'm guessing that's like a grayish color or something. Get rid of this. We'll call these new Corby's decals. Diff spec decal. Let's drag this down. And then I already put that in the folder, so all we have to do is go to the textures area and select that. And that should come back, and it is there now, as well as his stuff for the Joust legs. Now, if I remember from the render, it looks like this is all supposed to be colorized. So what we'll do is so that's like, that's not chrome, it's like aluminum-ish colored. So for the sides and stuff, we will do kind of off-white. Trailer sides. And we'll do whoops. Share, that's what I want. Shockingly white. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Looks like it's probably supposed to be chrome or something. And then this was paint, I believe. Ooh, it looks good. Okay. Sorry for the eyebrowing. It's been a long few weeks. All right. So these are just black, from what I recall from this picture. Yep. with chrome bottoms. So we can make this also GD chrome. So we can just pick this from, come on, like that. And then we'll make these. Flaps BLK. Just pick black straight up. Although we could match it with this a little bit better, maybe. How do these fit? Are they all up in the left-hand corner? Yeah, they are. Okay, so we could actually do... We could actually make these part of the texture here. Oh, okay. Look. Maybe we need to make this a... Let's stick with... Let's do this. Let's do this right here. We're just going to do black like we were planning on. And then this one, I'm going to do... new flap logo. Do a diff spec decal. There we go. Now it's just overlaid onto them instead of having that gray square. That's cool. Okay. This is all chrome, I believe. Or is that colorized? Colorized. It is, okay. So we've got some... Looks like this stuff is chrome down here, like holding the flaps up. Like that. Come on. But this is color. Okay. So this we're gonna make a truck paint. So we'll call it trailer paint. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna pick shared textures metal paint metal. And then pull this down to like a 0.5. And then this should be... It's very interesting that it's not. Showing the color on there for some reason. Oh, I think there's two pieces here. Or is it just the inside? That's why. 'Cause I see some color coming through there a little bit. Let me just see if I... okay. Those are the outside. So this should be... There we go. Just trying to figure out why some of this is white and some of it is blue. It's very curious. Okay, and then this we're gonna call Chrome. Gonna guess that's all. Colorized too. You can't really see it in here though. Okay. Just gonna make an executive decision. This we can call black. These should be black. Call those chrome. This is black. This is chrome. These are chrome. Reflect. Reflectors. I think we can do retro reflective. Let's see. Sometimes you can get away with it and sometimes you can't. I forget what the reason is. Alright, it's showing up there, so that's good. Alright, this is supposed to be colorized, so that's paint. And that's paint. And then this is color. can't see underneath the trailer. We're doing it. Now, you can't be over... let's call this black, I guess. The trick is you can't be over 65,536 verts in your single material. So I will have to check to see how many, like for example, this is 824. This is 639. This is 5100. The real trouble is going to be back here. Each of these are 20,000. So yeah, so we might have to rename a bunch of these things. Like it can't be called trailer paint. It will have to be called something else, which is fine. It's not a big deal. This one we're gonna call trailer sides. So sides. Let's hide that. We don't need that right now. I think this is going to be chrome. This is color, paint rather. This will do sides. This is color. And there's nothing inside that we have to do, right? No. Okay. We'll call that paint. Now this is going to look fine, but it's not going to be the same as if I was baking this whole thing, but as you know, that'll take the rest of the evening, so we're not going to be able to do everything together, you know? So that's why I chose to do it this way. But this is how this is done. It's just going through, assigning all the things, making sure everything has a material. This should be black. This should be black. This should be color. What did I do? There we go. I guess that can be color too. These are color. I've been saying color so much now I'm typing it. What's this? Black, we'll call that. Now, all these things, as long as you save this, right? If you save this whole thing in a blend file, you can come back here anytime you want and change anything you want. Move it around, you know, whatever it takes. But if you leave it and don't, you know, don't save it as that, it's never going to be... Like, you're not going to be able to easily change it. They have to import everything all the time. So that's why I save everything in a blend all the time. It makes it easier to adjust later on. Don't have to fuss around too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new one called Trailer Paint CHS, and then everything down low I'm gonna name CHS to kind of get around the limit. Although really it's gonna be all this stuff that's the real. Let's even make another one. Trailer Paint Axle. Oh, we forgot these guys. Make those chrome. So what do we got here? All right, so these are the wheel skids. These are the axle or the wheel names right here. So now that we're done, get everything assigned. Oh no, we have to do the bumper. Cursor to selected. There we go. Now we're going to add a root. And we're going to rotate it. The reason why we're rotating it is, see this arrow's facing backwards? If I don't rotate this, anything we assign to it is going to be facing the wrong way when we import it into the game. So we just want to make sure this arrow and this root thing, which is the arrow is going from left to right, we want to make sure that it's going from right to left. Okay, in this particular case. So we're going to rotate Z 180 degrees. Now it's facing the correct way. So now when we assign everything to it, it's going to be facing this way like it is, like it should be in the game. I'm going to guess that's a chrome plate. Yes, it is. So let's do that. Chrome. Oh, that's not what I wanted either. I want paint on that. There we go. This I want chrome. Okay, what's this here? Unit number. Let's do this. 65, I think is the unit number. Decal. There we go. Very cool. All right. We got this. We got the rear bumper action. So let's add all of this stuff to there. All right, so now if we go ahead and set to the origin. Actually, I don't want to do that. I want to go like this. Make sure all of these things are... Oh, I still gotta... That's gonna be chrome. I guess we'll call this one metal. So we'll do new metal and then diff spec. And I guess these are supposed to be red and blue. So we'll do that. This one, I think we already did red, didn't we? GD red. Red GD. And then this one is blue. What's this? Dispec add NV, okay. White. Okay. What's this called? 65. Where's the... What's going on here? Is it facing the wrong way? Oops. Let's do that. But it's fine on the back. Oh, interesting. Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay. I think we have everything done. These things are backwards, which is going to bother me. Okay. Why is it upside down? Rotate 180. There we go. Okay. So what I'd like to do now is I like to go through and just kind of go click one at a time, make sure all these things have a something assigned. Cab door, okay. There we go. We need some chrome there. This is why I do this, because I'll forget a couple of things along the way, you know? And this is going to be black. All right, so that was cab door, cab lock, cab suspension. Okay, that's supposed to be steel. I think we had something metal. There we go. Okay, I got the indicator on there. We just have to change where the electrics go and the air cables, because they're going to go under here. Grab. And then electrics. Now, I have a question how to create a weather mod. I don't know. Never done a weather mod before, so I couldn't tell you. I would not be able to give you much information about that. I'm sorry. Now, I mean, this needs a lot more attention than this. I'm just pushing this so I can get this in game. But like, this you'd do all kinds of work with. You'd have an open model and a closed model, so when it connects, it looks like the flaps open, etc., etc. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm kind of skipping over just in order to assign all the materials and get this done. So don't think that I wouldn't be doing that. It's just emergency valve. I'm going to call this paint. Okay. Fittings we got. Flaps, logo, hanger in and out. Oh, pads. Those are black. Chrome. Okay. Yep. Yep. Okay, there's everything on this. We're going to call this default. Bottom rail is paint. Bottom rail front's paint. Chrome outliner. Oh, I got to make that. I have to do this correctly. But I could just make that chrome. Oh yeah, look at that. And this one, do GD logo. And then we make TS normal. Probably cut down a little bit on the shininess. Maybe put it like a 0.9. There we go. Okay. Hinges got chrome. Groove. Ooh, what's this? Maybe black. I'm just making stuff up now because I don't know what it's for, but that's fine. These are the rivets. They'd be different if I was doing like an end map. So if I take this off, the sides. Okay. Did reflectors, so we'll do that. did our unit number and the bar. So we have everything sorted here. We just have to make sure that we have the correct number of wheels and the wheel locators are in the right spot, etc. So we're going to grab these like that. Grab Y. And duplicate those. So that'll be 4 and 5. Like that. And then we'll select those. Grab, pull them forward. Right about there, looks okay. All right, so we got 3 axles in the back. We moved our kingpin thing. We've got our collision box. That's what I wanted to do, change this collision. All right, that doesn't seem to be doing anything, which is unfortunate. Okay, those are the cylinders on the side. All right, for now we're gonna have to leave it because they're not. I just make a new one at this point. After I was done, it's close enough. It's a little bit too far beyond, but that's okay. All right, so this is where it gets fun. All right, so we don't want this to go back into trailer-owned SCS. We want it to go into our new folder that we created. Great Dane chassis right there. And we're actually going to name it to 48-3. We also want to make sure that this is on brace on. And then duplicate it and grab Z. And that should be brace off. Okay. Looking pretty good otherwise here. Looking pretty good. Okay, so we're going to export to that path. It's going to give us any errors if there are any. We're missing a UV mapping thing. Okay, I think it's just because I'm missing the third one. So, I mean, we can go in here and essentially every painted part we could just create two new UVs. just be a little bit extra step, but it's already done. Okay, let's see. So now, if we go back here, we should be able to do 1 and 2, and then find the ones that aren't done. Which won't be all of them. All right, that looks better. Let's try that again. Object box is missing UV layer. What? Okay. I guess it's just going to be easier to go back through them all. Frame insert. Okay. right, it's 10 o'clock. I think we're close. We're close to this one. I think we can do it. All right. All right, that's the chassis done. Now it's time for this one. We're just going to go through them all. Oh, what do we got here? That's just this black. It's shadow. Okay, let's check to make sure the export location is correct. Groove and out. So this is an interesting error. I don't know why this happens. But anyway, the fix for this is to go into data, go to the color attributes and remove them both. Go back to the material, and then you'll get this vertex color layer missing again. Just add them again, and it will clear that out. Not sure why it happens, but that is the fix. Okay, so now we just need to do the bumper. So we'll go ahead and we have to make a new one here, and we'll have to go vehicle trailer owned Great Dane accessory. Our bumper. Select. And there it is. Export. Done. All right. So now we have to write defs, which is the boring part. So we're going to leave this open. I'm going to save this in here as GD Everest. Okay. And now we're going to create a new folder called GD Everest. Now this is different than the EXP because this is the one that's going to be the mod that goes in the game. So here's where it gets a little funny. And I mean not funny. You need the defs from the game. I only have 155 unpacked, it looks like. So we're going to go with that for now. I don't think I have 159. Did I do it in here? No. Okay. Now, there's two ways to do this. I use a combination of the two. One is to take this whole vehicle folder, copy it, and paste it in here. So we would need to do this, make a def folder, and then once you're in the def folder, like you are here, just copy this in. Now, I'm not going to do that, because what that does is it copies everything, and then you have to go delete everything. So I'm going to create the vehicle folder, and then another new folder, which is trailer owned. You also need trailer dealer and trailer desktop. Now, all this does is really saves you like hours of going through and deleting everything that you're not sure if you needed. So this way it kind of eliminates that part. So trailer owned, this is where you create the name of your trailer. So this will be gd.everest. Now it's a box, right? So what I'm going to do now is take all of this all right, now that's a lot, and we don't really need anything in paint jobs because we don't have paint jobs for it. So we're gonna leave the folder but remove everything in it. Data we need, configurations we're going to need, which is going to be single 48 SP. That. We're going to need 48 SP. I want to leave the sound stuff. We're going to leave 48 reefer. I'm going to have to make a markers one later, so we're not going to do any of that yet. We need our bumper. So I think we're just going to go with simple here. I don't think you really need these because you're not making a you're not really making a secondary trailer, and we only need one of these. In our data, I should probably bring this over here so you can see what I'm doing. So this is Great Dane, and then Everest. Oh, I deleted all the paint jobs. That was silly. GD Everest. I can't spell Everest, apparently. Let's go back here. Let's go to paint job. Let's select the plain paint jobs and put them back in there, like they're supposed to be. All right, so this next part is changing a bunch of stuff. So for example, this is not SCS flatbed. You do a Control H, you find this, and then you put GD Everest. I did it. Haha. Replace all in open documents. So now everything that just changed in here, so we can save those, but it didn't change anything in here because SCS still hasn't named them all correctly. Replace in open documents, that's the other three. Save those. Close all. All right. Configurations. Let's do the chassis and stuff first. So this says spread. It's not a spread, but anyway. Change the unlock to 1. The model. We're going to comment the brace animations out because we don't have them. We're going to keep the shadow texture in there, although it's going to be a little wonky. We want to make sure we have another residual travel line because we have 3 axles instead of just 2. We don't need the mud flaps because we don't have that accessory. And now, if we remember correctly, we have to go here. Great_Dane. So this is another Control H. And then we're going to replace these 2 at least. We don't have to replace anything else right now, just to get it in the game. Except this is a 3. If you recall, when I had this open, see it's 48_3. And now we have that reflected there. Save. Simple R bumper. Now, what was the bumper called? Do we remember? Default. I'll make sure that also says 1. Suitable for. Chassis we just made. Oh, did I go too fast? Nope, GD Everest, okay. Great Dane accessory rear bumper, default. Excellent. This we're going to change to GD Everest. Replace, and we don't have any of this except for the marker. We can actually change this to GD Everest, even though it's not done yet. It does not require F-body because we didn't change that. And let's make sure that's still box 48. Box 48 there, yes. Okay. So that's good. All right. Now configurations. Save that. We have to change this name to _3 so we know what we're talking about. Body set reefer. So this is going to be GD Everest single 48 _3 reefer GD All right, and this is what I've always said from the beginning. This is like one of the most super important things in this, getting a trailer working, is making sure this trailer definition right here is trailer def name of the company of the trailer, name of the model of the trailer, name of the axles and the chassis of the trailer, and name of the body. If that is not correct across the whole thing, it's never going to work correctly. So that's how I always tell people to name them, because it's just going to help you in the end. So what I like to do is I like to keep that configuration open actually in Notepad++, and then go back and start editing more stuff. So now we need a trailer desktop file. If we go back over to here and go to trailer desktop, we will find let's see, a dry van 48 copy. paste. So we can call this GD Everest 48. I think that's less than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, so we might be, we'll call it EREST. This will be GD RF 48. Here's that trailer def again, right? So this is GD Everest single 48.3 reefer. We don't need front body. We don't need rear body. We don't need rear mud flap. And we need one more of these. So it's going to be tire disc hub nuts, tire disc hub nuts. So tire 2, 2, 2, 2. This can all change to GD Everest, like that. There's no F body. There is a marker. There is no rear body. There is a rear bumper. There's no rear mud flap. And we need to add those tires back. So this is 2, 2, 2, 2. And it's offset 4. Paint job is there. Save. So there's our trailer desktop. Our trailer defs we'll need. So this we want to pull out. Copy this. Oh, this is trailer defs. I'm looking at the wrong thing. New trailer defs. Trailer defs folder, paste. So this is going to be GD Everest single 48 underscore 3 reefer SII. Again, we're changing this inside to be exactly how it was, or how it is, I should say, on the other ones that we're working on. We need 3 axles. It's refrigerated. Good to go. And then we just need trailer dealer. So this is going to be GD Now, as far as I know, you can just copy the one from desktop and put it in here. You didn't used to be able to do that, but now you should be able to. So we gotta do this right now. We're gonna try it out. All right. So we got our defs written. We got our trailer done. All I have to do is export everything to a new project. So we're going to do that now. Okay, it's got some errors, so we're gonna go find find out what those errors are. Which will be here. Oh, very bright. You know what? Let's just do this. Open with Notepad++. Okay. Okay, so that is because those mapped images are not the correct size. So let's do this. Open this again. Go into here. And we're going to no, I don't want to do that. Resize, that's what I want. Uh, 1024 by 1024. Too bad I can't type either. Go. Keep the ratio. Okay, so those have been rewritten. So let's go back in here and we'll convert again. Got it. Nice. Okay. So this is one we started tonight, which is the 9th. Now your information is in the cache file. You know what? We're gonna back right out of this first before we're gonna delete that, because I forgot to delete all the stuff that is unneeded first. So let me do that first. So we don't need this. Yeah, that's fine. Those are all fine. All right, so that's good. We got everything we need in there now. So let's convert that again. Let's go back here. I'm going to go to GD Everest with our def files, and then we're going to go to our conversion tools. Now we only need vehicle and automat. Then we don't need the share inside the vehicle either. So we have everything there. Now we're going to zip this. And we're going to cut it. And we're going to put it in our mod folder. Okay. Now we're going to open American Truck Simulator and hope for the best. Let's turn off pointer focus for now. There we go. We'll go into the mod section. And there's our GD Everest. Now, if you did something really wrong, it'll crash before you even get to here. So at least we know some of the files are working. So that's good. Should probably turn that on. Okay. Now, if we go into Trailer Explorer, it crashed. Okay, so now we get to see why it crashed. Let's find out. Oh, I didn't rename the markers thing. And it failed to open file chassis 48_3. All right, so we have to go back through and look. And make sure I named the chassis files all correctly and stuff. I didn't. That's why I couldn't find it. And then I need to change the marker thing. I need to go make sure that I didn't mess up one of those other things. Is this bumper? Yeah, it's level 1. Okay. And I named it default. Yes. Okay. So now we didn't have anything wrong in Blender. We just made some mistakes with the SII files, so not too big of a deal. Again, like I said, it's kind of the boring part and also the hard part all at once. Which is why I've always told people to like learn a lot about SII files and stuff like that, because it's really important to know how that's working and what it's doing. All right, so let's see. Okay. Oh, the color works. We're just missing the top for some reason or other. All right. I wonder if the body is not the correct level or something. Let's see. We didn't get much of an error on that, unfortunately, so that's going to make it difficult. The accessory rear bumper. Did I not change another file somewhere? Sounds likely. All right, that all says GD Everest. Okay. Oh, there's no variant. Or is there? Box. hilarious. All the default part stuff isn't assigned. That's too funny. So we're just going to turn it on. We'll export it again. So I don't know if you picked that up. So I'll explain it again. So SCS uses share as the thing where all the shared parts go in between all the different trailers. They don't use default part. So default part wasn't even showing on any of the variants in the table. So if I assigned anything here, like this, was assigned to default part, it's going to be invisible when you get in the game because I was pointing it to the reefer variant, which did not include the default part. So there's our problem there. Do that one more time just in case I forgot something. And then we'll convert this again, copy it back over and put it in the game. And we should be back in business. Okay. Now my folder's still set up for the same place. Copy this over. Remove the share. You know what, though? I did want to look at something else, because something else is still pointing to... one. Markers box 48. Okay. Ah. Yeah, so we don't even need this. I don't need to. Trailer cables is if you just have multiple trailers in a row. Okay. And I checked the box. That's also listed as 1, yes. Okay. See what we got. Ta-da. Look at that. Almost like I knew what I was doing. Okay. So let's change our colors. Make sure those work. There you go. So the floating markers are fine. That's just an SCS marker. We got to check the rear bumper. For some reason, the rear bumper is still not showing up. What does the error say? Conflicts with... Interesting. It's still in an override somewhere, so I'll have to figure that out. All right, so let's do that. So that's going to be def. I don't think it's in there. No. Ah, here. Oh, hilarious. I didn't even change this. I really fouled that up. Okay. Cut. Let's do our color. Look at that. We got the bumper on. Look at us go. All right. Now it's going to look silly because the cords are on the bottom there, but let's attach the truck. And again, it's in the game, but obviously needs some help. You can see that it's sitting on top of the rear fenders, so we'll have to change how the kingpin sits and stuff like that, but that's, I mean, that's minor stuff compared to the rest of it. So that is getting a trailer in the game that was recording for live for 227, recording for 224. Yes, the colors are not the best. I didn't do any AO, but this is how to get it in the game. And then you can kind of go back and do more fiddling and learn stuff about where things go. Now you know how it works and how to get it into the game, and now you can move on to the other cool stuff like AO and normal mapping and all those types of things. So, well, that is me signing off for this one. You'll see a more produced video in a few days, probably the end of the week, on doing this without all the in-between stuff. So hopefully that'll be probably around an hour, maybe an hour-long video or so. So, all right, everybody, have a great night. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.